Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I have two videos for you for the price of one. The first video I have is the winner of the Scuf charity controller. I actually secretly did go through with that charity contest, but I kind of had to do it on my own terms because the offers got too crazy and the claims also got very crazy. Then I'm going to move into an interview with the CEO of Scuf Gaming where he talks about a lot about their products, but about the company and his job and how they develop and design and all that sort of interesting stuff. So the first clip that I'm going to show needs a little bit of explanation. Some of you may remember way back in my Scuf Animal review, which was in November if I'm not mistaken, that I mentioned that I wanted to give a Scuf controller away to a little girl whose family lost everything in Hurricane Sandy. And that didn't really pan out because the parents got involved and they don't like charity. And so I moved it into a charitable controller and I was going to give it away to whoever donated the most time to charity. And that didn't work for several reasons. Number one, it was incentivizing behavior that should be altruistic instead of in order to gain something. Number two, there was no way to verify any type of claim that some person was making because pictures and video are hard to get on charitable events. And especially if you're doing sort of something like Habitat for Humanity or helping the homeless, a lot of people don't like being filmed. Number three, it turned into kind of a charity e-peener waving contest. In my inbox, I didn't even have any. I just announced that it was an idea, and my inbox flooded with ideas, and some people claiming their charity was better than the other. So I told people that I completely threw it away. But what I did is I was actually talking with a different subscriber about Scuf controllers, about something unrelated at a similar time before I made the announcement. And just in talking to this individual back and forth through private messages, what I found out is that I don't think it's entirely appropriate to discuss everybody else's health on the internet, but I did talk about this beforehand because he's already got the controller, as you'll see. But what he had is limited mobility. He has difficulty walking and moving around. The legs aren't so great. It's a combination of a bad injury, if I'm not mistaken, and diabetes. And the guy lives on disability, and I'm not trying to trash the guy. Some people just have bad luck and they end up on disability. But instead of being on disability and just kind of sitting at home and doing nothing all day, this individual actually volunteers his time at a soup kitchen, cooking, serving, helping homeless people, and trying to better the world around him, whereas most others, it's kind of a stereotype of the disabled that they don't do anything. But a lot of people, when they get down on their luck, they just kind of quit. They don't do anything. And here's a person that should be receiving charity, and instead he's giving charity. So I did manage to get in touch with him and worked out a free Scuf controller built to his specifications. Unfortunately, Scuf didn't ship it right away. You crazy monsters out there actually bought Scuf out of everything over Christmas. And by the time they got my order in, there were no controllers left. He got it this spring. It was actually about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I've just been kind of sitting on this video and haven't had a good time to upload it. But I did ask that he film it so that I can show it on the internet, show that I'm not making stuff up, and show, we'll give something back to Scuf a little bit. They'll get something from their charity. I made no promises to Scuf that I would film it or that I would announce it or anything. I just asked for a favor, and they says, okay, we'll do this for you. No questions asked. And I really like working for a company like that, so this is the result of the free charity controller.
Okay, I'm going to do an unboxing of the Scuf controller that I won from a contest that Drifter was doing. So here we go. Here's a case that came with it for the controller. Let me get this box out of here. Alright, open this up for you. And it's a beautiful, it's a pink controller. It's just cool. I really don't mind the pink. It's got the, the whited out buttons here, and got the paddles on the back. So that's pretty cool, and got the trigger stops and all that good stuff. Just want to give a big shout out and a big thanks to Drifter and Scuf controllers. I really appreciate it, and thanks.
Can't build a turbine?
This is one of my sons playing with the new Scuf controller from Drifter and Scuf Gaming. Just playing a little bit of zombies.
Who is that? Oh, you kidding me?
Pick it up.
Okay.
This is my other son playing, taking turns. Got the controller.
I'll see you later.
Got the shirt on the wall. Technical gear for elite gamers.
Thank you, Drifter. And thank you, Scuf Gaming.
I hope you enjoyed the video. It was perhaps not professional cinematography, but not everybody's got fancy equipment like me, and it did seem somewhat embarrassing for those children. If you're wondering, it's a pink controller because his wife requested it. Kind of everybody in the family plays games, so they all share the controller. The wife really wanted a pink one, so I made sure that he got a pink one. The next part of this video is an interview with the CEO of Scuf Gaming. His name is Duncan Ironmonger. When I first heard the name, I thought he was an Iron Man villain, and he turned out to be just completely different individual. Different person than what I was expecting when I met him. This is also an old clip. I filmed this during MLG Dallas back in like October 30th, 31st, something like that. But I never really had a good time to upload it. I never had a good place to put it. Not a real time to shine. So now is the time. This is the place. This is my interview with the CEO of Scuf Gaming. All right, it has been a very long day at MLG. We've talked to a lot of people, but we've saved the best for last. Here with me, I have Duncan Ironmonger, the CEO of Scuf Gaming. He took a little bit of time off from fighting the Avengers to talk about the controllers and his company. It's a very interesting name. Your family, can you tell me anything about that?
Ironmonger, well, Ironmonger is actually Iron. Monger.
Monger. What does Monger mean?
Iron is obviously iron.
Iron.
Monger is a trade, so it was the trade of iron. Thousands of years ago. So.
Same way everybody's name's Smith, except yours is
blacksmith. Yeah,
Iron.
but that's something different. But then if you got fishmonger, trade of fish.
Ah, okay.
Iron.
That's
trade of iron. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, so as you can see, we've got lots of Scuf controllers here, and you've seen the reviews on my channel, other people's channel about the paddles. Let's get one that has nice, bright paddles for you to see. And the question is, whose idea was it to come up with the paddles, and do you see these being on more controllers in the future? Like, where do you see this kind of thing going?
Well, my business partner Simon, he actually invented the paddles originally. So when we started the company a while back, then the idea was to allow you to use more of your hand, because what we found was a lot of gamers were limited to how much of their hand they could use. Typically, only 2 thumbs, 2 fingers, and in doing so, people were only able to do certain things, and when they wanted to jump, knife, reload or anything, they had to move their thumb off. So the way that people countered that was to start using claw.
Yes, claw, the
exactly.
I can't do it.
Yeah, and that's
your finger, you get like this crazy weird thing going on with your finger.
Well, it's not good for your fingers, because obviously you're pushing them that way as opposed to levers, and they're meant to be levers. So what we tried to do is we tried to design a controller that allowed you to use more of your hand in an ergonomic way, a la Scuf controller. So it's kind of like the claw, but just playing safe, if that's
gotcha. And I'm assuming that I'm working with you to an extent. I'm assuming the company's going well and people are taking to these kind of ideas. And the this one has trigger stops. The small things like the marginal improvements that reduce latency. The gamers actually take to that well. They don't.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, the traditional Xbox controller, it was designed to be an all for one controller. Racing games, when you're racing, you squeeze, the more you squeeze the trigger,
yes,
the more you accelerate. If you're playing something like first person shooter, you've just got tap at that point where the gun fires, then that's the bite point, the sweet spot, what we call it. So you don't want to be having sweet spot movement that requires the trigger to be depressed 30-40 degrees. Like if you find a gun, would you ever fire the gun?
Okay.
Wouldn't you be?
No. We went to the gun range recently.
I know.
Okay?
I saw the video. I saw the video.
No, I made a new one. We went here yesterday with all the MLG players, and I brought one of my brother-in-law's pistols. He had a simple 22 and a 9mm. The 22 was essentially like you're talking about the controller. It wasn't a hair trigger, but you only squeeze it a little bit, and you hear click, pop, shoots.
That's it.
Then we had this other one. He had a 9mm, and it had this really weird soft trigger. So I squeezed it about 75% in. I was like, I actually had to stop and put the gun down to make sure it was working properly. And you had to squeeze in, then it activated something else, then all the way, and it would shoot. Yep. And it only took about 1 or 2 times, and everybody's like, you know, to hell with this gun. We're not going to use that thing. We're going to shoot the little 22.
It's about reducing the latency, and that's basically what we tried to do. Is design a controller allows you to use more of your hand and reduce the latency, and that was all it's about. Yeah. So
and the other thing that we've got sitting around here is these glasses. Now, you talked to me a lot about this today. for those of you watching these, he got lucky enough to get the official Call of Duty 2, not Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 glasses. Call of Duty 2 is a little bit back in the day. I don't think that'd be a big branding thing. These are interesting. They kind of...
But yeah, this, I mean, you know, I do, you know, I think I'm just carried away by the packaging and Call of Duty and things as much as I am anything else. But they actually, I do like them, and for $35 you can't go too far wrong.
No, you can't. You won't go broke with that. All right, I've got one more question for you today. Would you rather fight a duck-sized horse or 100 horse-sized ducks?
I saw this actually on Twitter, so I've got a little bit. That was your surprise question.
Damn.
You were going to ask me. Okay. I didn't give it a lot of thought. I got to be honest, because I was in the middle of a call. But so just ask again.
Okay, one duck-sized horse, normal duck, white feathers, beak, size of a horse, huge, 500 pounds, or 100 horse-sized duck. No, it's one horse-sized duck that's huge, or 100 small horses the size of a duck.
Okay. One, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
And actually, I heard somebody gave some crazy scientific answer as to why it was, and I think it might have been you. But actually, for me, the prospect of lots of little things coming in, taking chunks out of me from all over, seems a bit overwhelming, because you can't, you never know where it is. But if you just got one you can tackle, who knows? Ironmonger, come on!
Yeah,
no,
I'm
joking.
You gotta try.
But
try.
no, I think I'd go for the one. Yeah.
Okay.
One.
Very interesting choice. The big one scares me. But anyway, I hope
it would scare the shit out of me as well. But
I hope you guys enjoyed this short review. Not review. What did we do? Damn.
I guess
I'm so used to reviewing things. Like I see this. Like, I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you enjoyed the short interview.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
Actually, that's gonna look weird if I do that. I'm gonna do one. Okay. Well, guys, that's all for this. I hope you enjoyed this short review. What am I doing? All right, guys, that's all with Mr. Ironmonger. I hope you enjoyed this short interview. Well, that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you're interested in Scuf the company, Scuf the controller, Scuf the people, whatever, there's links all down there in the description to that sort of stuff. But for today, I just hope you enjoyed the video. Drifter out.